All right, welcome to the show in our YouTube channel, guys.
What's
And
up?
what's up, Manny?
What up, dog?
And I must say that we've been having some success in YouTube, man. We've our numbers are on the come up. So
Oof.
if you're one of the people that watch these episodes when they drop, just thank you. You're very kind.
We appreciate it. And
Yes,
tell
we
us what we could do better in the comment section below.
for real. And like and subscribe, and
Yeah.
tell your friends. Baseball's back next week.
Yeah, can't wait.
So today we're gonna do things a little different. Just gonna do what I usually do. I have yet to really run through the headlines of the day when it comes to baseball. I went to Bleacher Report, predominantly a basketball site. If I went to their homepage at any time of the day, you would see like the dumbest,
Oh my god.
unnecessary NBA article. They're trying to shove NBA down our throats. So we need more baseball fans to come out and carve our little piece
Let's
into
do
Bleacher
it.
Report. All right, you ready for this? Let's see
Let's
what
go, man.
let's see what we will be getting into today. Degrom exits with back injury. I got this notification yesterday. We'll see how he's doing. Braves to sign Yasiel Puig.
Good with
Finalist.
that.
I'm good with that. Finalist for Mets sale. Star athletes join A Rod and J Lo Mets bid.
There he
Two,
is.
three Met headlines.
Oh wow,
Is
yeah.
it
Good
is it
call.
Friday the 13th?
Well, no, it's
Jesus,
currently it's Thursday.
I know. I see. And Aaron Judge has neck stiffness, which is odd because I got a notification today that said that Aaron Judge went deep today in a game. So
He's missed like two or three inter squad games with neck stiffness. I don't know what the fuck that means.
but clearly Bleacher
But
Report doesn't update their baseball feeds.
no, when you scroll down, it'll be updated. But yeah, their headlines, like whoever's running their site over there needs to get on top of their, top of
Four
their game.
four reels and automatic. I'm gonna skip this. The experimental MLB Super Team Draft. Not interested. I don't know if you are, Manny. You wanna?
Nope. No
Not
thanks.
interested. Good news on DeGrom MRI. This looks like something that I want to get into. Mets Jacob DeGrom day to day after leaving intra squad game with back injury. Holy
Mm.
shit. The New York Mets pitcher Jacob DeGrom was forced to leave Tuesday's inter-squad scrimmage after one inning because of back tightness. We know how good DeGrom is. What were they doing to this guy, or what do these athletes have in which they cannot go more than 2 weeks without having some sort of like discomfort? It feels like.
It makes me wonder what someone like Nolan Ryan must have been going through, tossing 300 plus innings for like 20 consecutive years. Like,
Yeah, and the more I think about it, it's like every time I pitch, and by no means am I anywhere near this level, but anytime I pitch, it does hurt my arm the next day. So I'm wondering,
yeah,
like, are these just the injuries that a regular baseball player goes through every season? And in this case, just because the Grom got paid and he's their star player, they really don't want to take any chances. It just seems like I don't know. Sometimes these guys hit the injury list too often.
I think that at this point, any little lingering thing they're gonna be very cautious about because they want these guys to be ready for the beginning of the season. But I don't think this is an IL stint for him. It sounds like he's probably going to be ready. I think if it was during the regular season, they might not have. Maybe they do pull him out for precautionary reasons, but for the 60 game season, I'm not sure. But I'm not trying to. I'm not saying that whatever happened to him isn't a big deal. It required an MRI, so they must have been worried about something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you, man. It just seems like these guys are very fragile now. Maybe it's all the muscle mass and stuff like that. I'm not sure.
Something tells me that in a major league baseball clubhouse or a team, they must have some sort of policy that if you catch wind of any player complaining about discomfort, that it has to be taken like up the chain or something. Because
Yeah,
I could picture
yeah.
Degrom coming off a bullpen session being like, "Oh man, like I must have slept wrong on this arm," and the next thing you know, someone snitches to the health team and he's getting an MRI. Like,
I think that fits better for Judge with the whole neck stiffness thing. And I know that
yeah,
Judge has gotten a reputation for being injury prone. I'm on the same boat. I'm worried about Judge. But neck stiffness is one of those injuries that I don't know what it really means medically. But to me, I take it as like when I sleep on my neck wrong and my neck feels weird for a
all the
whole day.
time, all the time.
Like I could still function in everyday life. I feel like if I was a baseball player, I could still probably swing a bat. It would be very uncomfortable. But that what you just said there about how like people snitch on other players in the clubhouse and stuff reminds me, kind of makes me wonder if that's what happened with Judge. Like he's like, damn, Stanton, man, I fell asleep on my girlfriend's pillow, and she likes a firmer pillow than I do, and my neck is barking right now. And Stanton goes to Boone. He's like, hey Booney, Judge has a stiff neck, and boom, they're like, all right, shut him down, 3 days, no work. We got no work for Judge. We got a stiff neck. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, relax.
That has to be it. It's the only way I could explain it. Let's take a look at some of these highlights. Oh,
I love how I go through like this. You explain things in one sentence, and then I give you the example in like story form. Like there's a beginning, middle, and end, and then you're like, okay, let's move on.
because like, hey man, I don't really know how to end and start these things. And I promised the fans that I'm gonna go through this daily headline things the way I do it. We skipped the first one. I appreciate the connection metaphorically that you like to bring to this podcast. But I'm still listening.
Dialogue.
I'm still listening too. So if you want to just continue as I watch these highlights, I actually saw this one earlier.
A double play, but so this is one of those things that I don't understand about this year's rules for the 60-game season. So you saw that Vladimir kind of wanted to toss that ball. Like his natural instinct is to look at the ball. If it's good, you toss it back to the mound and they use it. This year they can't reuse balls. But look how many hands that ball exchanged. You went from the second baseman to the shortstop, and now the first baseman. So if it already went through, the ringer, so to speak, just fucking keep using the ball. Like Garrett Cole's had that issue during the inter-squad games, that he wants to keep a ball and they won't let him keep it. They make him toss it. But the ball went from him to, like all these guys are, I don't know. I just don't understand. Get what I mean?
No,
I guess I understand an inning-ending double play. Maybe if the ball's being transferred from your team to the other team, I get it. But like, let's say that was just the second out of the game right now. Why couldn't they just toss that back to the pitcher if the ball was okay? Like, it's already been in his hand. It's already, you know what I mean? Like,
I think the whole not celebrating, no high-fiving, no spitting stuff is too much. I think that's like way
the guys
too
are hanging
much.
out in the club. They're hanging out in the dugout. What I understood about the rules was that these guys were going to be like in the stands and stuff, separated, which I think would look silly. I saw highlights today of 3 White Sox players that were sparring in the dugout, playing around, and none of them had masks on. So like, I don't understand. Like, it almost seems like a lot of these rules are just for show. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you made a good point with the whole baseball. Like, that baseball touched the pitcher, second base, shortstop, first base before it probably goes back to the pitch. Or you said Vlad stays with it, period, right?
Well, yeah. And what I would have implemented instead is a no, like, hand to mouth, nothing. Anybody on the field, you cannot put your hands in your mouth. But the exchange of the ball may have virus on it, but you're
not touching your face, giving it to yourself.
Yeah. So like if there's a rule being implemented, no spitting, the pitcher can't go hand to mouth. Nobody on the field can go hand to mouth, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, and then you sign that waivers. Yeah. So if you go into the clubhouse, what I'm trying to say is, since you signed that waiver, you can't then blame MLB if you catch the virus because you're going into the clubhouse. Did you wash your hands when you went into the clubhouse? You know what I'm saying? Like, the rule should just be no hand to mouth. Keep using the ball. You're wasting balls. I like saying balls on this podcast. But that's all, man. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just rambling here. I don't know what's going on.
What are you talking about, man? You had something there. You were going somewhere. I agree with you. The double play by the Blue Jays is so filthy, like that baseball, man. Filthy fucking baseball.
Oh, damn it.
Desanitize all baseballs.
There was a tweet that was put out last week that team, you know how like in football, the home team before Tom Brady and Bill Belichick ruined it for everybody, each team would have their own footballs and they can scuff it up however they want it or whatever. In baseball, there's a guy in the clubhouse, is usually the trainer, who puts mud on the ball, rubs mud and stuff like that to the pitcher's liking, but then it's given to the umpire crew and they're in charge of the ball from then on. For this season, each team is responsible for their own balls. So some of these balls are gonna have fucking pine tar on that shit. Oh, no, you know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say that I think we're gonna see a dominating performance by pitching in the first half,
Yeah.
followed by like record-breaking home run balls in the second half.
Yeah.
Because I see the pitchers doing pretty good
I mean,
in
Garrett
these
Cole looks like
simulated
he's
games.
yeah.
Oh
Garrett
yeah,
Cole's look dominant. Like
Garrett Cole looks unstoppable.
yeah. Um, but yeah, this is another example. Baseball's inviting cheating, and then later they're just going to be pissed off when it gets called out or some shit. Like it's just my God, people.
Let's look at here. Welcome site for Yankee fans.
Ah, there he is, guys.
That's Aaron Judge.
Ah, number 99. Let me have a sip of water as I watch this home run.
Okay. Let's see.
Mm.
We get it. It went over the fence.
Why is a home run trot necessary, especially
Stop.
now?
Just don't do it. Don't go there, Manny. The home run trot is just so necessary, and it needs no explanation.
What's the best part of the home run trot? This is a serious question.
Finishing it.
The finishing of the home run trot. So I would argue that what you do after you hit the home run on your way to first base is the most exciting part of a home run trot. Unless you're Edwin Encarnacion and you have the cuca, as we call it.
James
But
Paxton. Sorry, this guy is not camera friendly, man. Like, and I feel like this is what I look like when I put a hat on because my hat is never straight. But man, his head was just.
I hate talking poorly about people's looks because I don't think I'm the best looking guy.
No.
But he has like
I don't.
I think he has like a
Relax.
sloth like thing about him. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
like he reminds me of a movie character in
Goonies.
No. I was gonna say Sandlot, but I can't put
Oh.
it. I can't put my finger on
Nah,
who it is.
he reminds me of Sloth from the Goonies, but like a skinnier, not so strong, Canadian version.
Anyways, we were talking about the home run trot. Let's bring it back.
Oh yeah. So the
Home
most
run
exciting
trot.
part is what you do right after the home run. When you remember Jose Bautista's walk-off home run, you remember the bat flip. When you remember Bucky Dent's home run against the Boston Red Sox, you remember him willing the ball around the foul ball. I think that was Bucky Dent, or maybe that was somebody else. I'm not sure. I could give you countless examples. When you remember the Aaron Hicks home run against, I think it was Justin Verlander in the ALCS last year that hit the foul pole. You remember him looking and kind of just like hoping that it went over on the other side. I don't remember the rest of the trot. So baseball from now on, when a batter hits a home run, anyone that's on base could just make their way back to the dugout. The hitter gets to run to first just so he can feel himself for 10 seconds.
What you need to understand, my friend, is that not all baseball players are bat flippers. First of all, some of them are like Derek Jeter and A-Rod, who just did the trot. Period. They trotted, touched home like they did it every day. Shout out to Alex Rodriguez, man. But seriously, when A-Rod hit the home run off Ryan Dempster in the game that he came back to Fenway after serving his suspension for the whole biogenesis stuff, the best part.
David Ortiz.
Wasn't
that David Ortiz?
He did the David Ortiz, and when I answered before that the best part of the trot is finishing it, that was just premature. Shot it out there. Honestly, I think the whole trot itself is just as good as a bat flip. Because to me, my favorite part about that A-Rod home run is when he crossed first and like looked back at Ryan Dempster, and he was.
So
like,
then, if you want to,
yeah.
so if you want to be, so if you want to be a dick, then just run around all the bases and be a dick. But they should be like, all right, if you just want to go to first and just head over to the dugout, that's fine.
You don't want to get rid of the home run trot. Why are you starting this? Why are you spreading this propaganda? Why?
When you think of Sammy Sosa's home run trot, what do you remember?
The skip.
Okay, so I mean, when you remember Ken Griffey Jr.'s home runs, you remember him. You remember the home run, the stare, and just dropping the bat like it was nothing. That's all you remember, man. I mean that's all. I'm just trying to help the game out. Listen, I love the home run trot, but if it brings more people in, fuck it, fuck the home run trot. That's what I say.
Cubs injury update: Anthony Rizzo. MRI confirms rib inflammation. Now, I'm not familiar with rib inflammation in MLB injuries. I feel like I don't see this often. So I have no idea how serious this is. Maybe the article will explain it.
Anthony Rizzo is 30, gonna be 31, and it feels sometimes it feels like in my mind I picture him as a young player because of 2016 and all that stuff. But when you hear news about him, he almost reminds me of like this player that's, nearing the end of his career, almost in his 40s. You know what I mean? He just seems like one of those players that's breaking down really young, to me at least.
No, yeah. I feel like the Cubs missed their window for some reason. In
I mean, they got a chip.
they did. Well, yeah, you're right. But why do I feel like? Does that mean that it's all said and done? I mean, they were fairly young at the time that they won that chip. Like all their players, Chris Bryant and all those guys. So it's like, it's good that you're right. They got their chip, but they still had like, I think they had another trip to the World Series in them, and that's the window I think they missed.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to
Anthony
his.
Rizzo, he was on the IL in 2018 with a back injury. I remember him last year. Maybe he didn't go into the IL, but I remember last year him spending some time on the bench. You remember he hit a home run. He came back from the injury, hit a home run. That it was like an epic home run because he was injured or some shit.
Yeah,
So he's been dealing with this back thing for a while. Now you got the rib inflammation. I don't know. It just seems like he's breaking down,
says
and
he
he's
shed.
one of those what's the word I'm looking for? Like he's not a flashy player.
Yeah,
He kind of reminds me of like someone like the person that always comes to mind is because he was my favorite player is Paul O'Neill because Paul O'Neill wasn't flashy. He was just like he would beat himself up in the clubhouse if he hit a grounder. Like he was just like a lunch pail, for lack of a better term, blue collar type player. That's what Anthony Rizzo reminds me of. But he's an elite talent. Like if you look at his numbers, he's elite.
yeah. And I'm reading here. Rizzo shed 25 pounds during the month-long MLB shutdown. 25 pounds is a lot.
That is a lot. Maybe he put on some muscle.
Now Rizzo said he doesn't expect to start the season on the injured list. The way that sentence started, I don't know. But his back injury has dampened his certainty.
Mm.
Okay.
Anthony Rizzo's under contract for this season, and he has a team option for 2021 worth $16.5 million. Sorry, I meant dollars.
I'm reading this sentence and it's just like why even say this? He doesn't
Now
expect to
Rizzo
start.
said he did. Yeah.
He doesn't expect to start the season on the injured list. But to be honest, because of this back injury, I'm not sure. Like, obviously, what else are you supposed to say? Like,
Unbelievable.
Man, Anthony Rizzo lost interest in there.
All right.
See, it's not that crazy of a thing to say. I mean, think about this pitch all the time. Ooh,
Filthy.
that was filthy, filthy. Gotta watch it again. I have this guy in my fantasy, I believe. No, I don't.
Sandy Alcantara.
Mattingly says Sandy Alcantara's stuff is as good as anyone in baseball. Said anyone twice.
Huh?
Jose Quintana's checkup went well. His stitches came out. Stitches for what? I don't remember. And he'll start tossing tomorrow via NL sources. Team will know more once he ramps up. Quintana suffered the cut thumb injury washing his dishes. I remember this. Oh, my God. Specifically his wine glasses. Jesus, man.
Not gonna lie, man. I'm not allowed to wash wine glasses because I break them all the time.
Yeah, but do you cut your finger and require
No, I do
stitches?
not.
It's almost like MLB players are acting out their Final Destination version of like injuries.
You remember the episode of The Office where Michael cooks bacon
Yeah.
on a George Foreman grill and he burns his foot? That seems like something that would happen to a Major League Baseball player. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I agree.
Look at that. There he is, guys. Who will be the National League MVP? I'm gonna go Mookie Betts. I think Mookie Betts is gonna be the MVP.
Yeah.
LA's own Mookie Betts.
Damn.
Looks good. Looks good in blue.
Betts and Bellinger. The B Bros.
Yeah, BB. It's okay, man.
Cespedes in the lab. Oh, here comes the Cespedes train.
I've seen more Cespedes highlights than I want to in my life. And over the last few days, people are acting like this guy's Michael Jordan making his return to MLB. Like it's Yoenis Cespedes, who probably had one elite offensive season. Like, come on.
You
Why do
know,
people care about the Mets so much? What the fuck?
uh, Cespedes looks good, by the way. Like he looks like one of the more physically gifted baseball players in MLB, right? But I saw a tweet the other day. It's like in 2016 or 2015, Cespedes single-handedly like lifted the Mets into the playoffs. Does he have it in him to do it again? And then I think they had a Cespedes quote. And in my head, I'm like, that was 5 years ago. Like, if that's all the thing you can point back to, like there's a problem if your fondest memory goes back 5 years. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. Joe Smith opts out of season. Astros right-handed pitcher won't participate in MLB's 2020 shortened campaign amid COVID-19. There were some other
Hmm.
players that opted out. They're escaping me
I
right now.
I have a list for you, my friend.
Hit me.
If you go on calltothepen.com, I've decided to keep a track of players on the that have opted out or who have tested positive for COVID or have come in contact with someone with COVID. Like Juan Soto never tested positive. He came in contact with somebody that tested positive, so
Wow.
he's on the IL because of it. But players that have opted out: Mike Leake of the Arizona Diamondbacks, Ryan Zimmerman, and Joe Ross of the Nats, Ian Desmond of the Rockies, King Felix and Nick Markakis of Atlanta, David Price for the Dodgers, Tyson Ross, who had signed with the Giants, but he's a free agent now. Buster Posey opted out. Hector Noesi of the Pirates, Michael Kopech of the White Sox, Wellington Castillo, who had signed with the Nats, I believe, Jordan Hicks of the Cardinals, and Joe Smith.
Damn.
14 guys, and 11 umpires opted out too.
So does Michael Kopech still get his year of service time?
Yeah, he still gets a year of service time.
Yeah, okay. Kind of makes sense. He's coming off of Tommy John, so
Coming off of Tommy John, yeah. So same thing with Jordan Hicks, coming off of Tommy John, and he's diabetic, type 1 diabetes, so that
wow.
puts him at high risk. Michael Kopech, so he'll be a rookie officially next season because he only made 4 starts in 2018. So who knows?
Last
Rookie of the
10,
year.
yeah. Last 10 division
Oh.
championships, AL West.
Okay, good. Never
Damn.
mind. I thought this was the AL East one because the Red Sox have 4. I think the Yankees have 3, maybe. You know, this is funny because I just noticed this earlier this week. The Texas Rangers made 2 consecutive World Series in 2010, 2011. Do you realize that? Like, I forgot completely about that.
Yeah, I did forget, but I do remember the World Series against the Cardinals. David Freese, I think that was the 2011 one.
Yeah.
David Freese had that big hit or the big series, and Nelson Cruz.
Nelson Cruz.
You fucked that up, man. And I love Nelson Cruz, and you're on my fantasy baseball team at the age of 47, I think is what you are now. And
David Freese. Sorry to interrupt you, man. Was that Game 7 of the World Series?
Game 6, I think.
Game 6.
Where Nelson Cruz did not field the ball correctly. It was a hard play, but
it happens, man.
I probably would have caught it.
Adrian Beltre was on that team, I believe.
The legend. My heart always breaks with Adrian Beltre in the Toronto Blue Jays game with the Jose Bautista home run because he was part of a play that Elvis Andrus botched. I think it was Elvis Andrus. And the look and on Adrian Beltre, he's just like whatever. He's just looking at him like blank stare. I'm like, A-Rod would have chewed his ass, man. For reals.
Oh my God.
Joe Patini led the National League in 1981 in both saving time in a bottle and asking operators to help him place a call.
Okay.
Well, that, I don't know. No comment. Bo flows.
Describe this bat flip with an emoji. Sometimes the bat flips that they put highlights for, I'm just like, that's what you made me watch this for? Like that bat flip that I see.
I gotta see that again
1,000 times.
You know what?
Like that was okay. Yeah, I like that one. But sometimes it's just like a little toss. Like maybe that's just his move, the slight toss. You know what I mean?
So what emoji would you? I mean, I feel like the Blue Jays are forcing people to want to add an emoji to this, and it doesn't really have any sort of reaction to me. So I feel like they're kind of forcing it right here.
I think I would. Yeah, I would be forcing a fire emoji just to like not hurt somebody's feelings. But that's not how I'm really feeling right now. You know what I mean?
I'd probably put like the guy with his hands up like this, like
The
this is
shrug
random
emoji.
shrug emoji. Probably
That's my favorite emoji.
the name of John Lester's boat,
Love it.
left-hander.
Left-hander.
Now, why do you why do you love this name? I mean,
It's just so like it's dumb. It's like you buying a boat tomorrow and just naming it Beard. Like it's just the quality of your face.
yeah.
Salt and pepper hair.
Yeah,
Um,
I guess like because you sent this to me, I think, or you sent this to the chat, and you're like
yeah.
best boat name ever, and I guess that just like missed me. Like I didn't find it
Just
too funny.
maybe he should have named it like white or something or bald. Uh, blue shorts. I don't understand.
Ah,
I don't know. It's just you normally you name a boat something like that means something to you or something that strikes some sort of a emotion in you, like majestic or something, or boner or something like that. You know what I mean?
hey man, Yasiel Puig reportedly agrees to contract with Braves ahead of MLB restart. Puig, Mr. Sumo Wrestler himself.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know why it took people so long to sign Yasiel Puig. Like people, I get it. He came from Cuba with a big name, big story, all that stuff, and he didn't disappoint for the first few years offensively. But then after that, he's average offensively,
He really is.
but he's above average defensively. So you're telling me that he's not a let me see. There are 30 teams in baseball. Three out. He's not one of the best 90 outfielders in the game. I think he is.
I don't
So
know, man. Puig has been a disappointment since bursting into the league. And not to mention that his antics might alienate some of his teammates or coaches.
eh.
So it's like sometimes I understand why guys don't get to a team, whether we want to admit it or not. Like he's annoying sometimes. Like just is. I would get annoyed sometimes if he was my teammate.
Fuck it.
That's just me though. I mean,
They lost Nick Markakis. And I don't know. I think at this point, I might even take Puig over Markakis.
Puig over Nick Markakis, yeah.
Maybe.
I think Puig is a good player. I just think he's kind of been disappointing to the potential that we thought when he was with the Dodgers. So,
oh, we should talk about the Mets and the four owners, the four groups that it's down to. And I have a theory. So A-Rod posted this video today, and I have a theory. And I'm just gonna read my tweet to you, even though you guys can see it. Here's what I think: A-Rod and his group are going to succeed at purchasing the Mets, and his first publicity stunt will be to return to try to get 4 more home runs to reach that 700 club, and then he will retire right after and continue to run the organization. What do you think?
I think I'm buying a Mets jersey if that's true.
Could you see that happening? I could see, of all people, I think A-Rod is the one who's capable of doing something like that.
Yes, I can definitely see that happening. And wow. I hope he really does that because I really I wouldn't say shit about the Mets anymore if A-Rod buys the Mets and decides to return as a player. Can't knock him anymore. I gotta support the guy.
All right.
But so let's look at this article and let's just wrap it up then.
All right.
Alex Rodriguez, Steve Cohen advanced to second round of bidding in Mets sale. I have no idea how this works. Like it should just go to the highest bidding and there's rounds about it. I'm not familiar with this style of
So it must just be down to 4 groups at this point. Like it probably started off with a certain number of people and now it's down to 4. I don't know if there's like a competition for it exactly. I think it's just whoever's going to give the most money out of these 4 is going to be the owner. And it's A-Rod. I think the last thing that I read was that he's got some professional players in the group, some football players like Brian Urlacher, I think is part of that.
with A-Rod?
With A-Rod, yeah.
Are they part of like his sports management thing or something?
He's probably just collecting investors around, so they're a part of the group. So it's like when Jay-Z was part owner of the Mets, he was a part of whatever investment group went in on the Mets. So like Jeter is the CEO of the group that purchased the Mets,
Yeah.
and
So
that's why he's the face of the organization. But he's probably not even like the highest,
hmm.
investor.
The duo of Josh Harris and David Blitzer is also alive in the ownership sweepstakes. They could add the Mets to their stable of sports franchises that include the Philadelphia 76ers, New Jersey Devils, and Crystal Palace FC. Jesus Christ, who are these guys?
Wow, these guys must be from like central southern New Jersey.
My God.
And A-Rod is a savvy enough businessman that I think he could probably raise the money for this. And I think a part of his group is a shit. I wrote a piece on this. I forgot his name, but he's a Long Island billionaire. Um, that's a Mets fan, and yeah. So I think that he could probably put the money together for this. For me, like I'm not an expert in this, but based on Steve Cohen's initial bid and that the team was going to go to him, I think he's likely to get it, and then I think A-Rod is probably number 2 on that
Yeah.
list. And
Cohen's.
and now, by the way, they're including SNY in the deal, which they weren't before.
Yeah, but it looks like he lost a bid of $2 billion. No, that is his bid, $2 billion. They had the sixth highest. The Mets had the sixth highest valuation in MLB at $2.4 billion. So I'm guessing because of all that's going on, he's trying to get it at a discount.
Yeah,
But when Cohen or A-Rod or whoever, when ownership switches hands, this just means that there will be a new direction in how the Mets spend their money, right?
yeah, pretty much.
Then in that case, I would rather go with a group of owners than just one single owner. That way the risk is kind of spread out and they have
Yeah,
like
but
different
if it's a
voices.
single owner, think George Steinbrenner. I think Steve Cohen is a big Mets fan. If it's a single owner, you have more control. So someone like George Steinbrenner was obsessed with winning. He'd do anything to win. He could do whatever the fuck he wants. Whereas if he's with a group, like A-Rod won't just be able to say, "I want to build the best team. I'm going to spend $300 million in salary." He's gonna have to go back to the group, say, justify why he wants to spend so much money in salary, so on and so forth. There's more hurdles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's more hurdles, but I feel like there's more accountability. Like now you're not you can't just get lazy and
Yeah,
do
that's
whatever
true
you
too.
want with the money. Like you have other people that you're responsible for as well. Now when you're making these decisions, I don't know. It's just two methods. I don't really know much about Cohen. It'd be cool if A-Rod was back in the face of Major League Baseball, and it would
I
be
think
cool
so
if he
too,
came
man.
back.
A lot of people can't seem to forgive A-Rod, and I get it. What he did was fucked up, but it's been like it's almost been 10 years already. Like I think he's made enough effort. Like that's it. Let's just embrace this guy already.
Yeah, man, I forgave him before I even knew he did anything wrong. So,
Yeah, man. We love that
well,
guy.
I think this is a good place to end the episode. Once
I
again,
agree.
guys, like and subscribe this video. Let us know what you think in the comments. We do stuff like this all the time. Manny?
Follow me at Manigo3 on Twitter. Follow my man Luis Sahel over there. Used to be at Hova Mojo, but I think he changed his name recently. Did you or did you
Nope,
not?
still at Hova Mojo.
At Hova Mojo on Twitter. Follow the show at WT The Show on Twitter and Instagram. And yeah, that's it. Thanks, everybody. Oh, and check out our videos. Check out our ultimate. We built the ultimate pitcher. We built the ultimate hitter. Check those out. Leave us a comment. Give us some suggestions. And that's it.
Peace.